And what is up, everybody? Welcome to the Inland Sports Show. We are live and amplified here at Teen Vision TV 16. I'm Pep Fernandez, your host each and every week. We appreciate you tuning in. Listen, this is a great time of the year. It's a nice blend between the winter playoff season and getting ready for the baseball and softball season. A little bit later in the show, we're going to really blow it out. We've got Centennial basketball coach Josh Giles. He will join us live on the show. We've got Santiago boys soccer coach Henry Sierra. He'll also join us live, and we're also going to do a lot of baseball. A little bit later in the show, we got King baseball coming up, but we lead things off right now with one of the top teams, well, the entire country, the Yucaipa Thunderbirds. Join us live here on the Inland Sports Show. And guys, we've got Ralph Grajeda, we've got Jacob Reimer, Luke Schur, and we might even have one more very special guest a little bit later. But Coach Grajeda, let me start with you up in the corner there. Man, year in and year out, you guys are in the hunt for CIF titles. You're nationally ranked. You're getting invited to some of these big-time high school baseball tournaments. What's the secret? How do you keep that longevity of success and just continuously being one of the top programs?
We just try to consistently work hard every single day. I really haven't changed too much in like 24 years of coaching. So, I mean, the practices vary, but it's kind of the same stuff. I mean, if anything, it's just consistently how we go about our business. We're pretty lucky to have the type of kid that we have at Yucaipa. It's a baseball town. The kids have really bought in the 5 years that have been here. And in year 5, I really think we got something special. I mean, we're very good in the senior class, but we're also very good in the junior and the sophomore class as well. And it's just, you know, for me, it's a culmination of things. So I'm just very excited to be a part of it.
Well, Coach, let me go back to you for this question as well, because I'm a Redlands guy. I live very close to Yucaipa. I mean, it's big, but it's not really that big. But you guys still produce all of these Division I caliber baseball players. Is it about the youth baseball in the area? Is it about the travel ball? I mean, what do you think is the, kind of builds towards that high school varsity level that these guys are just ready to go?
I think it's a lot of things. I mean, we take a lot of pride. I mean, we do have a lot of talent, and it is a baseball town, but we're involved in our little leagues. I mean, our coaching staff, myself, we are very involved in our little leagues. We have Yucaipa National Little League across the way from our field, Yucaipa American down the street. We reach out to them. We want them to be Yucaipa Thunderbirds, and we make that known. We're very proud of our baseball in the town. And then the other end of it, in the fall, you can ask the fellas here. We get after it in the fall. We have long falls. It takes a while. I feel we prepare them very well. It's probably because the ex-college coach in me, I don't know any other way to do it. It's a bit of a grind in the fall. And we just really work hard in developing our kids. And, there's a bar that was set, and we just go after that standard. And that's kind of what we've done. We don't really back off of it. And, there's tough days for them. And I have my hats off to them, and we get after them. But, they've done a really good job. And they've got, for example, today, we've had, this is about the 4th or 5th time we've had a pro guy come out. We threw some BP to a couple, 2-3 guys. 2 of them are on here right now. And, I think there's some trust in the community about what we're doing at Yucaipa, and particularly with college coaches. And at the same time, a credit to them. I mean, they're working, once they leave the field, they're still working. I mean, they're getting in the weight room, they're hitting, they're, doing their due diligence to be as good, as best as they can. And that's a testament to them.
All right, Coach, let me go to some of your guys who have also checked in. On my screen, at least, we've got Jacob Reimer, bottom left-hand corner. And Jacob, when you guys go to practice, whether it's through fall ball or getting ready for the actual spring season, Coach, like he said, he runs it like a college program. Do you feel like what you guys do in September, October, November, January, February, that's kind of when champions are built? Is that safe to say?
It's perfectly safe to say. It's how you get ready for the long season. It's how you find out what you have, what your weaknesses are, how to get rid of those weaknesses. It's just this time is really the most important time for any team, and I feel like we succeed and excel really well at this point in the season, or timeline, I should say, and that leads to success with us all the time. So.
Yeah, the season's here. The season's upon us now. If you guys go out there and prove it. Jacob, I'll go back to you again on this question. The CIF Southern Section has their preseason polls, and for me, it's like Christmas morning, man. I love seeing those and, where the preseason polls are ranked. Do you guys worry about that much? I mean, obviously, you look around the dugout. You guys know you're one of the best teams in the Southern section. I mean, there's no doubt about that. But do you guys get caught up in that, or is it just go out and beat Miracosta or whoever's next on the list?
Yeah, when we get caught up in it, it turns bad. So we need to focus on just going out and facing our opponent we're playing that day and not let ourselves play against the game, I should say, and not let us beat ourselves or get too caught up in the rankings and think, oh, we got to do this or that, and so on. So.
All right, great job, Jacob. We also got Luke Shearer here. And Luke, let me ask you about a little bit about last season, man. The Citrus Belt League is always so much fun in terms of that league championship race. I know you guys were, one game better than Cajon and Citrus Valley. Redlands East Valley was 2 back. So, I mean, there was a lot. It was top heavy. There was a lot of good teams near the top. What do you think it's going to take for you guys to hold off those other schools and win another CBL crown and really build some momentum to make a push for a Division I CIF title?
I really think we just gotta go out there and do what we do. Really, I mean, we practice since the first week of school, so we just gotta trust that the work you put in is going to be enough, and then go out there and not beat ourselves. Really.
Now, Luke, when you look at this Yucaipa lineup, this batting order, they're all a bunch of Division I guys. And, Coach, I'll probably ask you this question next, but Luke, this one's for you. Do you feel like whether you're the number 3 hitter or the number 9 hitter, they're probably interchangeable? All you guys can swing it. All you guys can hit. Do you guys, look at the batting order and say, oh, yeah, I'm leading off today? Or does it even matter because you guys can all hit?
Yeah, it really doesn't matter. I mean, we all get put over the fence and we can all drop a bunt if we need to. Like, we all do whatever we have to do to just pass to the next guy and then trust that they'll do it too.
Keep it going, right? Keep that line going. And, Coach, let me go to you. I mean, that's probably the best problem to have in the world when you have a bunch of Division I college guys in your high school lineup and thinking, okay, well, maybe this guy will lead off today. Maybe he'll bat 8th. I don't know. But you have a lot of guys who can swing it.
We really do. We're super offensive, but like Luke said, I mean, we're trying to run an offense, and you can have guys. You can't live by the 3-run home run, and I know that's enticing to a lot of high school kids, but they're bought in. They're really, really bought in, and if we need to have an execution at bat or bunt a guy over or hit behind a guy or do those types of things, they're going to do it, and they do that because they know that we're going to win a ball game that way. So they're bought in. We're ready to go. We're ready to go.
Well, Coach, let's talk about some of these tournaments you're going to. Of course, the Boris Classic is such a big deal in the state of California. And then tell me more about this NHSI. I'm not super familiar with it, but tell me more about that tournament as well.
Yeah, I wasn't really either until the last couple of years. I mean, we have a couple players in the program right now that came to us as freshmen that had USA baseball experience, and Daniel Arambula and also Owen Egan. But this past summer, we had 5 kids playing USA baseball events. And, from Jacob Reimer, PDP, I'm going to probably mess him up right now. Danny Rambula, the NITS. And then Owen Egan was on the development team as well. I'm missing a couple of people. Busby, we have a freshman, Trevor Busby, that played on a 14U development team. I know I'm missing one other person. Who am I missing, Jake? I'm missing one more. But we had 5 kids, and so I learned more and more about this tournament. And so, I thought, if we're ever going to go, this was going to be the year. And so just with the talent that we have, and it's spread out pretty good as far as in terms of class, that this would be the year. So I emailed him out. I kind of, we had to lay out and create an argument, if you will, why we should be in this. And I think the body of work that we've created in the last going on 5 years, it warranted it. And they gave us the opportunity, and our kids are fired up. I mean, it's a once in a lifetime type of thing. And we're just really excited to be a part of it. It's going to be a grind, but I mean, geez, you get to play some of the best teams in the country, and, go find out what you're made of, and just a great opportunity.
Coach, is it safe to say it's kind of like the unofficial, national championship tournament for high school baseball?
I think it's a piece to it. I mean, the way California works, I mean, when we played Cypress in the quarters in 19 and they beat us and they won a CIF title, and that was a lot of people think Southern California baseball is the best in the country, so they were named national champs. I think this is a piece to it. I think you need to win a sectional title on top of that. That's just my humble opinion. The goal for us was to get out there and show that we can play and play and be with those teams and be considered, nationally ranked and those types of things. So for us, I think the goal is to win our league, to be one of the best teams in Inland Empire, and to go into the playoffs and win Division I as far as we can. And then after that, it's out of our control. But I think that's a piece that can contribute to that. Absolutely. It's a great opportunity.
And Coach, let's you just mentioned it. Let's finish up on this. Obviously the Boris Classic is a big deal in the state of California, maybe the unofficial, state champion. Although I think we're having a state tournament this year, right, for high school baseball. Is that being introduced now?
What's that again?
High school baseball in California. Are they having a state tournament now at the end of the season after the section?
Yes. Yeah, they are. To my knowledge, they are. So if you reach, it doesn't matter the division, to my understanding, if you reach the semifinals, you're automatically in the state tournament. So there will be a state tournament. Last year was kind of like a tune-up to this year. So I think it'll take on a bigger, just a bigger picture, if you will, for high school baseball in the postseason.
But in my estimate, Coach, if you can win the Division I CIF Southern Section Championship, I don't know if there's a better section or area of baseball in the country. I know there's other parts that would probably make a case, but man, if you win the Division I title in the Southern Section, you're kind of my state national champ. I mean, is that safe to say?
Yeah, I can't speak for other states, but I tell you what, it's a gauntlet. It's a talented division. I mean, when you look at the rankings and you look at the national rankings, there's a lot of Southern California teams in there, California teams, and it's a gauntlet. And for us to be in that mix is just an honor in itself. But it is a very, very deep and talented division for sure.
Well, Coach, listen, I really appreciate the time. Jacob, Luke, you guys as well. Tell Carl Herrera, a.k.a. Carter. We'll call him Carl on this show. Tell him we missed him. He popped on for a second, and then he bounced off, but I saw him for a second. But listen, guys, best of luck. I know the season begins. Is it this Saturday, right, against Maricosta for you guys?
Maricosta. We're in the PBR tournament, so we're looking forward to it. It's going to be fun. It's
going to be a good one. Yeah, Coach Ralph Grajeda, Jacob Reimer, Luke Shearer, thank you guys so much for joining us here on the Inland Sports Show, and we'll have to catch up again at some point during the season.
Thanks for having us. Thank you.
Yes, sir. That's the Yucaipa High School baseball team here on the Inland Sports Show. When we come back, we're going to talk a little playoff soccer with maybe the hottest team in Division I right now, Santiago. They're next on the Inland Sports Show.
What up, guys? Boost Man here at the Boost Performance Center. You're watching the Inland Sports Show with the one and only Pep Fernandez. What up, y'all? Boost Man here with another 2 cents on being a more mindful athlete. Consider all aspects of your development that you're not giving your full attention to. Maybe it's your diet, mobility, rest and recovery, or strength and conditioning. Once you identify this, I guarantee you will unlock new levels of progress, new levels of growth, and ultimately higher levels of performance. Boost Man.
What's up, guys? It's your boy Pep Fernandez from the Inland Sports Show. I just want to take this opportunity to say thank you. Thank you for your support over the last several years. In fact, we're going on year number 8 of the Inland Sports Show. It has certainly changed and evolved over the years, and you guys have been along for the entire journey. So Thank you very much. We really appreciate it. We're on social media, so if you're already following us or subscribing, great. But you can also tell your teammates, your people at school, your family, your friends. There's the Inland Sports YouTube channel, approaching 2 million views. We got several thousand subscribers. We appreciate it. And make sure you share with other folks who might not be subscribing. Same goes for Twitter. We're on Twitter as well. And if you're looking for immediate results, breaking news, we post pictures and shorter videos. Check us out on Twitter. That's Inland_Sports on Twitter. And we're also on Facebook. Yeah, we're still doing Facebook. In fact, we live stream the Inland Sports Show on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. So if you're on Facebook, you can check it out there live on Wednesday nights at 6:05 p.m. We're also on the Gram, the IG. If you want to see pictures and shorter videos from a lot of the games and events that we go to, you can check it out on Instagram. So if you support us by following along on social media, thank you so much. And if you'd like to take that to the next level, Inland Sports also has a Venmo account. If you'd like to financially support the show, you appreciate the service we provide to the IE, you can do that as well. Again, this is just an opportunity to say thank you to all you guys out there who follow the Inland Sports Show. You watch the Inland Sports Show each and every week. Thank you guys so much, and the best is yet to come. All right, everybody, welcome back to the Inland Sports Show, live and amplified here on a Wednesday night from Teen Vision TV 16. We're talking some soccer now as we get ready for the playoffs. One of the hottest teams in Division I. It's your back-to-back-to-back Big VIII League champions, Santiago. Join us live on the show. The Sharks boys soccer team getting ready for the playoffs. We got Henry Sierra, Coach Sierra up there in the corner. We've got Esteban Flores and Joseph Enciso join us here live on the Inland Sports Show. And first off, Coach Sierra, man, 3 straight Big VIII League championships. How do you guys just keep it going?
It's the group, man. We have a group that has bought in to what we got going on, and yeah, I mean, it's every year. It's like we set goals, and the goal is always to win the league title. And I mean, one thing about soccer, especially high school soccer, is it's as long as you can build the chemistry within the group. I mean, everything else just kind of starts working out. The years, the chemistry has been awesome. I mean, it's been great. I got our 2 senior captains here that have been part of the ride the last 3 years, and it's been awesome. And again, it's a testament to their hard work. And then, I have great assistant coaches like Charlie Lynch and whatnot that they could be head coaches anywhere. You know what I mean? That have added to our program, and we're just slowly building, and it's been awesome to see and awesome to experience and whatnot.
Well, Coach, I want to check in with you guys as well. Let's go to Esteban Flores first. And Esteban, again, 3-year starter varsity, 3 league championships. What do you think's been the key the last 3 years? Oh, Esteban, I think you're muted right now. So let me go to Joseph first, so you can unmute your microphone. Joseph, you're also a 3-year guy. What do you think's been the key the last 3 years for the Sharks?
I think the biggest key for us has just been like the chemistry. It's really helped being able to play with each other since we were kids, whether it's being going to futsal or a club or just going out the park. And like Coach said, just that team chemistry has definitely been the key, because we know where we're going to go without even having to say it. And we're all just on the same page. And especially going to CIF, that's important that we're all clicking together.
Yeah, definitely. You want to be peaking right at the right time as you get ready for the playoffs. Esteban, let's go back to you for this one. Again, being a guy who's been around the program 3 years, state championship, league titles, man, you must be just getting used to winning every single season. What do you think what's the key for this playoff run for the Sharks to maybe bring home a Division I championship?
I think it's just like taking it game by game and just keeping our focus on each game that we play. And, just we play each game one by one, and then once we win, we're on to the next one.
Well, Coach, let me go back to you. I mean, when you look at your schedule this season, you had a tough non-league schedule. You played some good teams. You had a little ups and downs early on in the season. What did you find out about this team going through that tough non-league?
Well, going into league, we knew, we had, probably the last year we scored, I think, about 60 plus goals, I think. And that was between, I think, 2, maybe 3 guys. So we knew that was going to be a piece of the puzzle that we had to kind of dive into. We had to change a couple things, but that's what, I tell the guys, preseason is to figure a couple things out, seeing what kind of team we're going to be, because every year is different. And those games, because we were challenged throughout those games, we were able to actually pinpoint areas that we needed to work on. And by the time we got to, I think it was the Valencia game was a turning point for us, where I think we ended up tying 3-3, but we finally got our offense going that game. And then from there, it was just, we knew our defense is pretty solid. We knew that coming in. And then once we started working with our offense and getting them those opportunities, man, it just all started flowing. But it's kind of when you look at the last 3 years, every team has been different. Our first year, they were very tough and they were, they had a lot of grit. And last year we had a lot of talent that worked well together on top of the chemistry. And then this year, great defense and what's called and awesome chemistry, which kind of ties all three teams together is the chemistry. But yeah, we scheduled as tough as we can so that we can see a lot of the, I guess you can say the mistakes we're making and stuff like that, so that once we get into league, we clean all that up and now we're rolling on all cylinders. Well, Coach, before we roll out of here, let me ask you about Long Beach Poly. That's your first playoff opponent in Division I playoff action. What do you know about the Jackrabbits, or maybe it's more so what you guys need to do on the Sharks side to get that win? With Long Beach Poly, we don't know too much about them. We've seen some highlight reels and whatnot on them, and we know they're just a physical team. It's gonna be a good challenge. I tell the guys, now in Division I, there really is no easy games, and they're really never in playoffs. They're really, even though the scores may be a little off, there never really are easy games. Long Beach Poly is going to come in and they're kind of coming in more as the veteran team in Division I. So, we got a lot to prove, and the guys know that, and they're ready to go out there and take care of business. So, so I don't know much about them, but the guys have been prepared. They've been battle tested. We play different styles of play as far as the different teams that we play throughout preseason for this moment here, where no matter what kind of style of play they bring at us, we're prepared and ready to go. Well, Coach Sierra, I wish we had more time, but listen, I appreciate you always jumping on the Inland Sports Show. Esteban, Joseph, thank you guys so much. Good luck this week against Long Beach Poly as you open up the playoffs. Awesome, man. Thanks. Appreciate it. That is Santiago boys soccer here. Join us live on the Inland Sports Show. We'll take another quick break. When we come back, we'll talk a little baseball with the King Wolves next on the Inland Sports Show. Awesome. Thank you.
96.7 KCal Rocks. What's up? It's Patrick and 40.
Hey, man, you're watching the Inland Sports Show right here.
Make sure you check out Pep, man. It's Inland Sports with Pep, but he's on every Monday and Thursday morning with Sports with Pep, man.
You guys rock.
I would say the one thing that we stress more than anything else is service to our customer. Make sure that they're taking care of whatever you can do to make sure that that order gets to them on time and it's the right quality and what they want. I've been that way since 1976. That was my goal, to reach out to local sports programs, and it's grown from there, and we've been very, very fortunate. My grandson is right over here. He's working for us, and he's going to college right now, and that's exactly what my son did 20-some years ago, and it keeps on going, you know. Customers that come in the store that it's amazing. People that I haven't been here since I was a little kid, and I used to come in here all the time, and then now I'm bringing my son in here, or a grandpa that's bringing his grandson in here that came in here when we first opened back in '76. we just feel so fortunate to have been a part of this community and this Inland Empire for going into our 44th year now, and it's just been a blessing.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Pep Fernandez. We're here at the Boost Performance Center with another gridiron question with the Boost man, Ray Bass. And Ray, this week, you've trained a lot of youth athletes. What advice would you give to parents out there who take their child's development seriously?
So I'd say the advice I'd give them is you have to give your kids time. And you really want to ask this question, is it important for your child to be the best at 12 years old, or is it more important for them to be the best at 17, 18 years old? That's what development is all about. It's about, peaking at the right time. So that's really important. I can't tell you how many parents I get that come into the gym and they're like, they want them to be the best right now. They want them to compete right now, they need to be around the best all the time. But the reality is that all these kids are they're where they're at, and they're gonna peak at different times, and you got to see that through. Also, you want to invest in a robust strength and conditioning program. And the reason why I say that is because, you see a lot of parents who get involved in sports to get their kids in shape and whatnot. But the fact is, you get in shape to play sports. You lift weights, you do speed training, you do those things so you can have the best year possible competing and playing at a high level, and you can be safe doing it. So, definitely give your kids time to develop and, of course, take advantage of getting in shape, peak performance to play your sport.
That all makes sense. That's the Boost man, everybody. Make sure you're following Boost Training on social media. You can also send us a question. We'll see you next time with another gridiron question here at the Boost Performance Center.
Yes, sir.
We made it. We really made it. We made it to Super Bowl week, and I would say we didn't have any NFL football this last weekend, but we did have the Pro Bowl, if you're into that sort of thing. We did have the Pro Bowl in Las Vegas. The AFC won 41-35. In fact, Justin Herbert, the quarterback of the Chargers, was the offensive MVP. He had a couple touchdown passes for the AFC in that win. Maybe small consolation for the Chargers, not getting to the playoffs, not making a Super Bowl run. But here we are, Super Bowl week, Rams and Bengals, and things will get pretty wild this week as we lead up to the big game on Sunday. Let's talk some NASCAR. We got the Daytona 500, not this upcoming weekend because they don't want to compete with the Super Bowl. They don't want any part of that. It's going to be the following weekend. But this past Sunday, we had NASCAR for the very first time at the Los Angeles Coliseum on the quarter-mile short track. And it looked really short. There was basically no straightaway. It was like a constant turn inside the Coliseum, but what a cool event. Just a spectacle of having NASCAR in Los Angeles, in the Coliseum, and congrats to Joey Logano winning this exhibition preseason race heading into Daytona 500.
It was very cool, and they knew they just had to compete with the Pro Bowl, so they were like, no problem, right? It was...
We are the IE. We work hard. In fact, that's the way we like it. We wake up early, we stay up late to get the job done right. That blue-collar, hard-working mentality is the same reason we have so many successful teams and coaches and athletes in the Inland Empire. We never give up. We are a resilient bunch in the IE. Everything we have, we've earned. No excuses. It's this determined attitude is what powers our small businesses, and that's how championships are won. The Inland Sports Team is looking to team up with other like-minded small businesses in the IE. Together, we can grow. We can be bigger and better. If it was easy, everyone would do it. But we're not looking for easy, just looking for an opportunity. Joining the Inland Sports Team could be the opportunity that you've been looking for.
And welcome back to the Inland Sports Show, everybody, on a Wednesday night. Get you all set for the high school baseball season coming up. We've got another one of the top Division I teams in the CIF Southern section, and these guys are your defending Big VIII League champions. It is the King Wolves. Join us here live on the show. We got Coach Madrill and a couple of his top players join us here live. And Coach Steve Madrill, he is like the The ambassador of baseball for the Riv, man. You are Riverside baseball. And Coach, this is a serious question. Before we dig in real deep on the diamond here, have you ever thought about like running for mayor or political office? Because you represent Riverside like more than anybody.
You know what? I haven't, but you're not the first one to ask me that question. It's funny, man. Just growing up in Riverside, I played Little League here. I played Pony League here. I played in high school. I played in college, and now going to my 16th year as a head coach here in our city, man. So I just love Riverside. I love high school baseball in our city, and I do whatever I can to promote it, whether it's King, North, Poly, Arlington, Ramona, whatever it is. I just try to do what I can to help our programs.
And speaking of, as we segue into the first question, talking about you representing Riverside, I know you got the Boris Classic, you got Big VIII League play, you're going to play so many great teams, but you're also, involved in the Riverside Classic. You're playing other Riverside schools, those traditional rivals. Why is that important for you to play those other traditional rivals, like Riverside Poly, Arlington, Ramona, North, those schools?
You know what? I think just from my days growing up and having the old Ivy League, I remember going to junior high with kids that went to Poly. We played Pony League against kids that went to North, and that rivalry that we had with those schools was special. Obviously our league now, our school district now is split up 3 different ways. So I think it's important that we play, like we all get together and try and bring back those rivalries that we've had for so many years in our district. If we can't do it in a league format, I think it's super important for us to do it in the non-league. So last year we brought back a version of the Riverside Classic, and right away going into this year, all 5 schools agreed that we were going to play again. So I'm excited to get over to Poly. I'm excited to get back to Arlington. We're going to host Ramona and North this year, so it's going to be fun.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. We're super fired up about those games coming up. Coach, joining us on the show as well, 3 of your top players, Jake Mitchell, Austin Carrillo, Mason Swan. Coach, you want to introduce these guys and maybe just quickly, just briefly, tell them about if they've committed somewhere, the position they play, what makes them a special player.
Yeah, so right next to me we have Austin Castillo. He's an infielder and a pitcher. He's committed to Long Beach State. He's a returning first-team All-Big 8 guy. Next to him is Jake Mitchell, who's a shortstop and also a pitcher. He's a senior. And next to him, we got Mason Swan, who's a left-handed pitcher and an outfielder. He's committed to UC Santa Barbara.
Guys, when you play at King High School, obviously you got one of the best head coaches around in Steve Madrill, and you're going to get a lot of Division I looks in terms of college. But, going out there, I think winning takes care of a lot of different things. How bad do you guys want to win this season? And we all know the Big VIII League is always so competitive. We'll start with Jake. What do you think it's going to take to string together a bunch of wins in league play and maybe come out with a Big VIII League championship again?
Personally, I think it's just going to take everyone stepping up as a team, like not having our guys and everyone just coming together and getting the job done.
And Austin, let me ask you, because, we saw the preseason polls come out by the CIF Southern section. I don't know if you guys look at them, but I look at them, and you guys were, one of the other schools, like right there on the edge of the top 10 for the CIF Southern section Division I preseason poll. I know it's preseason, so maybe we shouldn't put too much value in it at this point, but do you guys look at the polls and you see the other teams ahead of you, and you feel like, where do you guys kind of stack up with some of those other top programs?
I feel like I saw them, and I just feel like we don't have like big name guys as these other big name schools. And I just feel like that we can compete with them, and we're kind of like
Calling all athletes. Make sure you're at your very best by training at Boost Performance Training in Corona. Whether you're a football player, soccer player, baseball player, lacrosse, athletes from all sports and all levels train at Boost Performance Training. Led by former Centennial High School football star Ray Bass, you'll develop explosive power, become faster, and add that lean muscle. Don't be left behind and get a leg up on the competition at Boost Performance Training. Visit boosttrainingsystems.com for information on their training programs and also on the Bass School. That's the Bass Alternative School for student athletes. Trying to earn a scholarship? Maybe make the varsity team? Get a spot in the starting lineup? Well, let Boost Performance Training help achieve your athletic goals. Good rebound, Neal. The shooting struggles are real right now for New Mexico State. Meanwhile, Palma for three. Take that, rewind it back. She did it again. Another three-pointer for Palma.
That was a big win for California Baptist women's basketball against New Mexico State. The men back home this week. They will take on Lamar tomorrow night. I hope you'll join me for the call on ESPN+. That's a 7 o'clock tip-off, CBU men and Lamar. Let's talk some high school basketball. This team, best team in the Southern Section, best team in the IE, best team in the state. I could keep going on and on. We got Josh Giles, head basketball coach of the Centennial boys basketball team, joining us live from a very chilly baseball practice out there. Coach, I know that it was like probably close to 80 degrees today, but it still cools down at night, huh?
Yeah, I didn't realize that. I should have brought a sweatshirt. It's getting a little cold out here right now.
Well, you guys can certainly heat it up in the gym, man. Your Huskies basketball team, 26-1 overall, a perfect 10-0 in the Big VIII League, defending Open Division champions. Coach, as you go into the Open Division playoffs, and we'll talk about some of these schools, including Bishop Montgomery in just a moment, but as you go into the Open Division playoffs, do you feel good about where your team is at right now, how they're playing? Do you feel like they're getting better and better and better as the season goes along?
Yes, I mean, I think we try to hold ourselves at a really high standard. So we really focus a lot on just, the daily push, the daily process of getting better every single day. So every single day we're trying to make that 1% push to get better. And, I feel like we've done that. I think we're a better team than we were maybe going back towards Thanksgiving. With this season and, I think similar to last year, there's some things that you have to overcome. But I do think we're better than we were probably at the beginning of the year for sure.
You guys have won 23 games in a row. That one loss was against Duncanville in Texas. And, Coach, as you get ready for the Open Division playoffs, obviously you're going to see some other really good teams in the Southern Section. But do you feel like if you guys do what you're supposed to do and take care of your own business, you might be the best team out there?
Yeah, I mean, I think in the Open Division, there's no easy games. So, there is no such thing as an easy opponent. So starting off on Friday against Bishop Montgomery, watching them on film, they are extremely good. They're really well coached. If I'm not mistaken, I believe their coach has won like 6, or since he's been at Bishop Montgomery, I think they've won 6 CIF titles. I think they've won 4 state titles. You don't do that by accident. So they're going to have a plan. They're going to be very prepared for us. And Friday's not going to be easy, nor will Tuesday or the following Friday.
Yeah, you got Damien, you got Crean Lutheran. I know you've beat Crean Lutheran a couple times already, but man, like you said, all those Open Division games, anything can happen, right? Those are all really, really good teams.
Yes, I mean you don't make the Open Division because you were average all year, or you didn't have a really good team from the very beginning. So I think that every game it's a championship game in itself, and I think that's the way you have to approach it. Every single game is a championship game. So like I said, there's no cupcakes, there's no blowout games, there's none of that stuff in the Open Division playoffs. Every game is going to come down to who's playing the best that night, who's executing, who's doing all the little things it takes to win a game.
Coach, what did you learn about your team last year in the Open Division playoffs? You guys went on to win the title. You saw Sierra Canyon in the championship game. What did you learn about your Huskies during that run?
I I think that I think the biggest thing that we learned from that group last year, and we have a lot of guys that are still coming back from that team, is I think we learned how to overcome. You know, we didn't get off to a great start, having lost to Harvard Westlake to start it off. And then, you know, we just stayed with it. We stayed positive. A little bit of it was out of our control. And we kind of had to rely on some other people to help us. But I just really felt like the determination, they showed a lot of toughness. And then when we got into that game against Sierra Canyon, we talked a lot about, you know, preparation and preparation meeting opportunity. You know, you had prepared all this time and you guys put in all this work. So now you have the opportunity. Preparation had met opportunity. Now it's just a matter of going and taking advantage of it. And I felt like they did an incredible job. I mean, anybody that saw that game, both teams played really, really well. And it wasn't like, you know, it was a poorly played game. I thought both teams played fantastic. And we happened to make a few more plays down the stretch than they did. And I think that was, you know, a testament to how tough the guys were and how hard they fought to overcome some of the obstacles that we had throughout the year.
All right, Coach, we'll wrap it up like this. Finish this sentence. Centennial needs to blank to have a chance to win the Open Division.
Defend. We have to defend. This team has at times shown that they can be the best defensive team we've maybe ever had at Centennial. And we've had a lot of really, really good defensive teams. Every once in a while, I feel like we pick and choose when we want to be great defenders. And that's just not going to work in the Open Division. So if we have that switch on the entire time and we're committed to being great defensively every single possession, then we give ourselves a chance. And that's all you can ask for.
Well, it all begins, again, on Friday, Bishop Montgomery, then you got Damien, and then Crean Lutheran in the Open Division, CIF Southern Section playoffs. Coach, thank you so much. I'll let you go find a sweater. It looks like baseball practice is still going. You're going to be out there for a while.
Yeah, I apologize. I had to pull dad duty tonight and get to baseball practice. But, yeah, I thought it was going to be way warmer. The sun went down, and now I'm dying out here.
Coach, listen, I always appreciate the time, whether you're in the gym, at a baseball practice. Thank you so much, and best of luck in the playoffs.
All right. Thanks a lot. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. That is Josh Giles, head basketball coach for the Centennial boys, getting ready for the Open Division playoffs. Thank you so much for your time, Coach. We really appreciate it. All right, before we wrap up this show, let's take a look at the Ken Sporting Goods must-see game this week. It's a big one at 3rd in Chicago as Redlands East Valley will take on JW North. Bill Barrich taking on Mike Barty. Two great local coaches going head-to-head in the playoffs. All local battle. That is our Ken Sporting Goods must-see game this week. It should be a really fun one between the Huskies and the Wildcats. And also, we're talking baseball season. Gary Adcock and CBU will be opening up their season next week. Our senior writer, Daryl Trujillo, caught up with Coach Adcock today. Here's a short sample of some of their conversation about CBU, who is your back-to-back WAC regular season champions, but they still feel like they've got something to prove. Here's Coach Adcock.
We've won more games than anybody in the conference in the last 2 years. We track that. We use it in recruiting. You know, we had the leading batting average in the league last year and the leading ERA. So we are so proud of our accomplishments. You would think that, but we're still the new guy on the block. You know, we're still not predicted to win the league again. And, you know, I think they're picking us 3rd, it seems, in the poll. So that's okay. You know, I like being the one that people aren't talking about and thinking about. It helps keep us motivated and going through. And I think maybe till we get through this transition, we're just going to have to keep doing it every year and till finally somebody other than our immediate fans stand up and say, hey, that's a pretty good program.
You can look for that entire interview with Gary Adcock from our guy Daryl Trujillo, the senior writer. It's on the YouTube channel. Actually, if you're watching us live, it'll be on the YouTube channel in like 2.5 minutes as we have it scheduled to post at 7 p.m. if you were watching us live. Big shout out to Johnny Nunez, our director behind the scenes here at Teen Vision TV 16. My name is Pep Fernandez. Best of luck to all of our local teams going into the CIF Southern Section playoffs this week, and for all of our spring sports like baseball and softball opening their seasons this weekend. It's a great time of the year. All right, be safe out there. God bless you. I'm Pep Fernandez. See you next time on your favorite show, The Inland Sports Show.